Gwyneth Paltrow, the epitome of poised elegance and entrepreneurial zeal, has long been a symbol of curated wellness in a chaotic world. Yet, in a revelation that strips away the veneer of her Goop empire's polished facade, the 53-year-old actress and businesswoman has bared her soul about a burgeoning battle with anxiety, one that has infiltrated her once steady psyche with unwelcome ferocity. For the first time in her storied life, Paltrow finds herself ensnared by a torrent of intrusive thoughts, racing heartbeats, and morning dreads that transform the dawn from promise to peril. This isn't the transient stress of a red carpet whirlwind, it's a multifaceted siege on her nervous system, woven from physiological shifts, psychological echoes, emotional undercurrents, and the relentless hum of public life. It began subtly like a whisper in the wind, but escalated into a roar that Paltrow could no longer ignore. "I have a lot of anxiety for the first time in my life," she confessed on her Goop podcast, her voice a blend of vulnerability and resolve. The symptoms manifest in the quiet hours, slipping into bed after a day of boardroom battles and family dinners, only for her heart to accelerate into a frantic tattoo. Then come the intrusive thoughts, unbidden specters that parade through her mind like uninvited guests at a gala. "I'll get in bed exhausted and my heart will start to race, and then I'll have intrusive thoughts, which I've never had in my life ever," she detailed, painting a vivid portrait of nights fractured by mental static. "Sleep, that elusive balm, offers partial reprieve. My sleep is still pretty okay," Paltrow allowed, a small mercy in the storm. Yet even here anxiety lurks at the threshold. Mornings unfold not with the gentle stretch of possibility, but with a visceral wave of dread that floods her upon waking. "Sometimes I wake up first thing in the morning and I'm filled with dread," she shared, evoking the universal terror of starting the day cloaked in shadow. "This isn't mere worry, it's a somatic alarm, her body betraying the calm she projects to the world." The tendrils of this anxiety extend into her professional realm, where Paltrow's admitted touch of attention deficit disorder, ADD, amplifies the chaos. "I think I have a bit of ADD and I can really get sort of pulled in lots of directions," she explained, describing a mind that fragments under the barrage of emails, deadlines, and decisions. A single missive, a work hiccup, a client's critique, lands like a personal affront. "Sometimes I'll get an email or some work thing or there's a problem or an issue and I really take it like it's sort of a slap in the face," she continued. Her aspiration is clear: to rewire this reactivity, transforming medium or bad news from a gut punch to a navigable ripple. It's a goal rooted in self-compassion, a desire to cultivate resilience amid the entrepreneurial grind. Paltrow attributes this upheaval to a confluence of forces, each layer adding depth to her diagnosis. Physiologically, she points to hormonal flux, an estrogen dominance thing that stirs anxiety like a hormonal hurricane. At 53, perimenopause whispers of change, its ebbs and flows disrupting the endocrine symphony that once hummed in harmony. Psychologically and emotionally, the scars of a life in the limelight compound the issue. "I lived a very intense life in the public eye for a really, really long time," she reflected, acknowledging how the ceaseless scrutiny phrased the edges of sensitivity. Opinions, once distant echoes, now reverberate as personal indictments. "I think whenever we're at the mercy of people's opinions and all the energy behind the opinions, that is, I'm very sensitive, as most of us are, and so I feel that and it kind of frays my nervous system." Societally, Paltrow feels adrift in a cultural maelstrom. "I'm really unsettled. I find our culture right now very difficult to understand," she admitted, capturing the zeitgeist disorientation, polarized discourses, rapid technological shifts, and a collective unease that mirrors her inner turbulence. This broader unrest amplifies her personal one, creating a feedback loop where global anxieties feed individual fears. In response, Paltrow has assembled a toolkit of therapeutic allies. 2 therapists anchor her support system, one a specialist in nervous system regulation who decodes the body's betrayal. Sessions delve into somatic practices, breathwork to quell the racing pulse, grounding exercises to anchor fleeting thoughts. Beyond the clinical, familial bonds serve as her emotional harbor. "I get a lot of healing from my family," she noted warmly. With biological children Apple, 21, and Moses from her marriage to Chris Martin, and stepchildren Isabella, 21, and Brody, 18, from her union with Brad Falchuk, Paltrow finds solace in unity. "If I can be with everyone, especially all 4 kids, my stepkids and my husband and I, if we're under one roof, my nervous system calms down." These gatherings, impromptu dinners, shared laughter, act as neural resets, reminding her that connection is the ultimate antidote. Paltrow's approach extends to intentional living, a deliberate curation of time amid her ADD tendencies. I would like to be more intentional about how I spend my time, she aspired, envisioning days less fragmented, more anchored in presence. This might mean boundaries around work notifications, carved out hours for reflection, or the simple act of pausing to savor a breath. Her Goop philosophy, once critiqued for its aspirational sheen, now infuses her personal praxis, blending Eastern mindfulness with Western psychology.